Hello students, this is the fourth video of our module 1. In this video, I am going to explain you about the remaining part of the memory and then move on with the ports and connections and input devices. So coming to the explanation or the difference between the RAM and ROM, in the last video I was explaining you about the differences. So we will see the remaining part here, and based on the speed we are going to differentiate it into high speed and slower than the RAM. Then CPU interaction. The CPU can access the data stored in RAM directly. CPU cannot access the data stored unless the data is stored in RAM. So directly it cannot access the data which is ever present in ROM, but it has to be transferred to RAM, then only CPU can access the data. Size and capacity will be of RAM is higher, that is size is smaller, but capacity is more. But RAM, its size will be more, but capacity will be less. Then used as cache memory in primary memory, and it is also used as firmware and microcontrollers. The data stored in it can be accessed easily, whereas the data stored in ROM, it is not easily accessible. Cost of RAM is more than compared with the ROM. Then coming to the secondary memory, so what are the different secondary memory devices we have? So we have flash memory, floppy disk, zip disk, CD, rewritable CDs, DVDs, storage tape, smart media, removable hard drive, and micro drives, memory sticks, smart cards, online storage sites, and also PC cards, which can store large and huge amount of data when it is compared with the primary memory. And if we are not able to store the content of our computer system, if the memory is full, then we can transfer the entire thing to the secondary storage devices, which will not be used frequently. Frequently used data can be transferred to the secondary storage devices. So coming to the differences between the primary storage and secondary storage: primary storage, main memory or the internal memory it is, whereas secondary storage means auxiliary memory, it is the external memory or secondary memory. Primary memory, RAM, ROM, cache, PROM, EPROM all comes under this, whereas hard disk drives, CD drives, DVD drives, floppy disk, flash drives, so all this comes under the secondary storage devices. This primary storage temporarily stores the data, whereas secondary storage, it will permanently stores the data. Primary storage, it is volatile memory. Secondary storage, it is non-volatile memory. Primary storage, CPU directly access the data, whereas secondary storage means CPU does not directly access the data. And primary storage, power cuts may cause the data loss, but power cuts will not affect the data storage. Then primary storage, it is of limited capacity, and this secondary storage, it can store large amount of data. Primary storage, faster data access, whereas secondary storage, it is slower data access. So this is the difference between the primary memory and secondary memory, and also what are the different types of memories we have. Then coming to the next section, that is ports and connections. So a computer port, it is nothing but it is an interface of connections between the computer and its peripheral devices. If we want to connect any of the peripheral devices, then we need to have these ports. So in CPU, you can find the backside of the CPU cabinet, you can find the ports for each and every connections. Like through cable, we can connect the mouse, we can connect the keyboards, we can connect the monitors, we can connect the printers, speakers, flash drives. So everything can be connected through the ports which are available in the backside of the cabinet of a CPU for our desktop computers. So similarly, in our laptops also, we'll be having USB connections, and also we will be having the USB cable through which we can connect our mouse, like wireless mouse, and we can also connect the secondary storage devices for that. Then coming to the main function of a computer port is to act as a point of attachment. That is, through the cable we are going to make a connection between the peripheral device as well as our computer system. For it may be in order to exchange the data or allow the data to flow from one unit to the other unit or other device. In computers, communication ports can be divided into two types based on the type of protocol they are going to use for communication purpose. So they are serial ports and parallel ports. So serial ports are nothing but they will be transferring one bit of data at a time, whereas parallel ports means it will be transferring more than one bit, like 8 bits at a time or 16 bits at a time, so 24 bits at a time. So depending on what capacity your computer system can hold, so based on that the transfer rate of transfer also will be depending on. So there are two different types of ports, serial port and parallel port. Serial port means it will be transferring one bit of data at a time, whereas parallel port means it will be transferring multiple bits at a time. Then coming to this different ports what we have, we can see in the diagram here we have the keyboard port, mouse port. So these two are they are being used. We all know that keyboards and mouse in our desktop systems, it will be connected over these types of ports. And the USB port also is here. Ethernet port like LAN connections and all can be given here, and serial port and printer port. So all these are the different ports which we use in our desktop computers. So we have parallel ports and serial ports through which we can connect our like printers, plotters, then the monitors. So different peripheral devices can be connected by using this types of connections. Then coming to the input devices. So nowadays we are aware of what are the input devices. Like main input device which we use is keyboard. Along with keyboard we will be using mouse. So other than that we are aware of the scanners, different types of scanners and barcode readers, then joystick, light pen, so a microphone. So all these come under the category of input devices. So we will see one by one what are they. So here I have listed the different types of input devices which we have, and we'll be looking at it one by one. Keyboard, mouse, joystick, light pen, trackball, scanner, graphic tablet, microphone, magnetic ink card reader, optical character reader, barcode reader, optical mark reader. So all these are the different types of input devices which we have. And coming to the first one, keyboard, it is we all know that like a keyboard, it is a QWERTY keyboard and it has many keys in it, and those keys are differentiated into different types like typing keys, numeric keypads, function keys, control keys, and special purpose keys. So these are the different keys which will be used. And coming to the next input device, we have mouse. So mouse, it will be used as a pointing device, and we can control the position of the cursor on the screen with the help of this mouse. Then joystick is also one of the pointing device. It is used to move the cursor position on a monitor screen. So light pen, it is also a pointing device used to select a displayed menu item or draw on the monitor screen. If you want to draw something on the monitor screen, or if you want to display something, then you can make use of this pointing device, light pen. It consists of photocells and optical system placed in a small tube. So when the tip of a light pen is moved over the monitor screen and the pen button is pressed, its photocell sensing element detects the screen location and sends the corresponding signal to the CPU, where exactly it is pointing to, what data it has to take. Then coming to the other input devices, trackball, it is also an input device that is mostly used in notebook or laptop computers instead of mouse. So we are going with the trackball in our laptops or notebooks. So this is a small ball which is half inserted, and by moving fingers on that ball, the pointers can be moved. It will be acting like a pointing device only. Scanners, then coming to the different types of scanners, what all we have, it will be used for taking the soft copy, or it is an input device which works more like a photocopy machine. It can be used when some information is available on paper, but we want it in the computer system, means we have to scan the contents. Then coming to the digitizer, it is an input device which converts the analog information into digital information. For example, the satellites and all, like television, whatever serials or whatever programs we are watching. So everything, the digital information, it has to be like analog information has to be converted into the digital information, like pictures and all, whatever we are going to take through the camera. So everything, it will be converted into the pictures on our computer system. Then coming to the microphone, microphone is an input device to input sound that can be stored in the digital form. Then magnetic card, ink card reader, in reading the checks and all in banking systems, we will be making use of this magnetic ink card readers. Then optical character reader, like each and every character will be read and it will be stored in the system's memory. And barcode readers we can find in the shopping areas like supermarkets and all, which will be having some barcodes. Based on that, we will be calculating the price of each one, and we will be coming to know what data has been stored, what type of item it is. So based on that, we are going to get our bills. Then optical mark reader. So for example, OMR sheets and all, in our exams we are going to trace the dotted points. So for